Hello guys, I'm Daniel from Kaneki Foundation, and we'll be going over a few USACO problems today. Today we'll be going over USACO 2020 December, and the problem 1 is going to be, do you know your ABCs? So first of all, as always, let's read the question. Farmer John's cows have been holding a daily online gathering on Muzi video meeting platform. For fun, they have invented a simple number game to play during the meeting to keep themselves entertained. Elsie has three positive integers, a, b, and c. These integers are supposed to be secret, so she will not directly reveal them to her sister Bessie. Instead, she gives Bessie 7 not necessarily distinct integers in the range 1 through 10 to the 9, claiming they are ABC, a plus b, b plus c plus a, and a plus b plus c in the sum order. Given a list of these 7 numbers, please help Bessie determine A, B, and C. It can be shown that the answer is unique. Okay, input format, there's going to be only one line of input for the 7 numbers listed here. And output is just going to be A, B, and C in that order. And it's good to mention, A is less than or equal to B, or is less than or equal to C. So we just print in lowest to greatest order. So in scoring, we could see test cases 2 through 3 is going to be C is less than or equal to 50, and 4 through 10, there's no other constraints. Okay, let's go to the iPad to do a bit of solving here. The problem tells us that we have A, B, and C, and these are going to combine to A plus B, B plus C, and these two, which let's just put it here, C plus A, or A plus C, I guess. And they also tell us we're going to combine all of them to get A plus B plus C. Okay, if we look at these numbers, we could kind of intuitively know that this number here is going to be the biggest, right? So if we were to like order these in some way, it's going to be like all these numbers, and at the end there's going to be A plus B plus C. Okay, that's the biggest, no doubt about it, because even if we think of negative numbers, there is no negative numbers in here, I think, because in the problem, as it states, in the range 1 through 10 to the 9. Okay, so we have these numbers, and what we could think of here is that the first number, right, let's say there's some amount of numbers here, the first number needs to be one of A, B, or C. Okay, let's say A, B, and C. Let's not distinguish between them because, well, this doesn't really matter. Let's say the first one is A. And the second one needs to be B because A plus anything else is going to be bigger than A and that thing. So even if there was A is equal to some number and B equals to 0, nevertheless, the second number is going to be B, and it's going to be A plus B. There's no way where this could go before B. In this case even, it's going to be the same, so it doesn't really matter where you put them, but there's no way where A plus B could be smaller than B or A. Now that we have that, we can tell you the A, B, and that third one is actually ambiguous. It could be C or A plus B or some other number, doesn't really matter. So let's not include that here. So the positions that we already know of are going to be 0, 1, and 7. Or not 7, 6, since you started counting at 0. And actually, these are all the numbers that we need. Because, let's look at this. Let's change that to that. If we have A, B, C, and we have A, then B plus C is equal to, I'm just going to say R of 6 minus R of 0, right? And we could tell you that C is equal to B plus C minus R of 1. So we can see here that A is equal to R of 0, since we have that, and B is equal to R of 1, and C is equal to R of 6, the last one, minus A minus B, which is going to be minus r of 0 and minus r of 1. And if you look at this problem, that's actually going to be the whole answer. There's no other fancy stuff you need to do, like logic. If you thought about this question for a while, just as like a regular math problem, this is like the solution that you'll come to, and it's correct. So let's look at how you would code this. Let me open VS Code. If you're following along, I would suggest you pause the video right now and go do this problem yourself. Let's go on here. And this problem was from 2020 December. So let's go to 2020 December. As you can see, I already have these solved, but do you know your ABC.java? Okay, cool. Also, for USACO, I would suggest that you have something like this here, where you can just copy and paste it in, and all your input stuff that you always need to initialize every time is just like already solved for you. As you can see here, I'm using buffer reader, string tokenizer, and print writer, since those I think are the fastest way you could take inputs and do outputs. I actually don't think print writer makes much difference. Okay, let's take this out. And let's look at the inputs. As you can see, there's going to be A, B, C, and some of that and that. And it says in some order, so we need to know that these are not actually going to be in the order that we think of. So let's just make an array of length 7, because we need length 7. And we're going to do for int I equals 0, I is less than 7, I plus plus. And for every single position, we're just going to do integer.parseInt tokenizer.next token, since tokenizer has read the line that string tokenizer gave it. I mean, buffer reader gave it. Okay, now that we have all of this just input, right? By the way, all the code in this video will be in the code backlog document available in the description. So, as we said, we need to find A and B, which are the first two numbers or the smallest two numbers. Before we do this, let's just, let's just sort the array from lowest to biggest. There's some solutions where you don't need to do this, but this is just like the simplest way that you could do it. So, if you don't know already, sorting array in Java, you should know how to, find arrays and stuff. I find methods that you don't know online, because that's how you code. If you only know one language right now, this seems like you could just memorize it, but if you know a lot of, languages, it's actually like a crucial skill to know how to search stuff up. And need to arrays, import arrays. Okay, arrays dot sort, and let's put in R. Okay, and that's gonna be how you sort arrays as seen as here. Okay, cool. Now that we have this sorted, let's in A equals to array of 0, as we said, and B is equal to array of 1, and C is gonna be array of 6 minus, let's just put A minus B. So as we said again, this is gonna be just A, and this is gonna be B. This is gonna be A plus B plus C, let's put that in parentheses, minus A minus B, which is equal to C. Since A cancels with A, B cancels with B. Like, this is where having like a math background helps in USACO. Like, if you've done a lot of these problems that would usually come out in like stuff like AMCs and stuff, this is where it becomes really useful. And finally, you can just print ln here, a plus space plus b plus space plus c. You could also do printf and do some fancy stuff like that, but I don't really care to do so right now. And instead of doing system.println, we just do pw. And that's going to be outputs, and this is logic. This should be it for the problem. Let's put in the test cases. Sample input is going to be this. And sometimes I just like to use the terminal instead of the terminal inside VS Code. This is also a very useful thing to know how to do. Let's go to cd Java coding, ls cd USACO December 2020. Yes, and ls Java stands for Java compile if you didn't know, and Java DoYouKnowYourABCs.java. Okay, and put in our inputs, and we get an output of 2, 2, and 7, which is gonna be correct. Okay, let's put this file inside here. You could see in our ABCs. Upload this, and it's Java, so let's send the solution. And as you can see, it is going to be correct. And since our problem doesn't depend on loops or anything like that, all of these are basically going to have the same big O of about 126 milliseconds I could see here. Actually, 10 takes less time than 1 somehow because some, discrepancies. And that'll be it for today. In the next video, I'm going to be going over USACO 2020 number 2, which is going to be daisy chains. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.